The time is now to provide electricity for the 1.4 billion people who are considered energy impoverished by the United Nations. In 2013, Colleen Smith, myself, and several other volunteers helped install an off-grid PV solar system in the unelectrified rural village of Santa Ana, Nicaragua. As is the case in most communities without electricity, when the sun sets, the family's day ends. Some families had candles or flashlights, but the majority of the families used dangerous kerosene lamps, which can cause severe burns, respiratory problems, and there have been numerous instances of kerosene lamps burning down family homes in the village. One of the most serious applications of the solar panels was the new medical treatments the community would be able to receive. Prior to the installation, many doctors would not travel to the Santa Ana community to treat the residents because there was no electricity for them to use certain tools. Over the course of 3 days, 10 volunteers and many members of the community helped install the solar system on the roof of the schoolhouse, wire lights through the roof into the adjoining cafeteria, and set up the inverters and batteries. There were trials and errors, but after some hard work, sweat, and very few tears, the system was finally installed. The installation at the school has already improved the quality of life and education for the Santa Ana community. It also allows a 24-hour safe meeting space for families to charge their cell phones, hold community meetings, and host adult education classes. The NGO that organized the trip, formerly Power to the People, now Grid Alternatives, requires the community to find ways to save money in order to replace the batteries after their 5-year shelf life. The community elected for there to be a small cost to charge a cell phone. After 5 years, the community will have not just electricity, provided by a sustainable, renewable resource in the solar panels, but also a steady source of income to maintain that electricity, thus encouraging economic development as well. Colleen Smith, one of my fellow volunteers on the trip, is also in charge of corporate social responsibility at Toshiba America Electronics, Inc.
Corporate social responsibility is taken very seriously at Toshiba. I thought this would be a good investment for Toshiba's dollars. And at that time, executive management was also felt the same way I did, that they were a good investment. $10,000 per half. So Toshiba is a $20,000 annually sponsorship of Now Grid Alternatives. They acquired Power to the People.
But why would a corporation want to donate solar panels to an NGO or nonprofit organization? To help answer this question, I had the opportunity to speak with Jeff Barnett, the Vice President of International Sales for Yingli Green Americas, more commonly referred to as Yingli Solar. The Green Energy Americas division is responsible for Yingli's activities within North and South America. They are the largest manufacturer of solar panels used within the solar electric industry. His responsibility is to manage the growth of all operations and sales within Latin America and the Caribbean.
Yes, Yingli Solar has donated panels, not only in Brazil, but throughout the world, to projects that were not directly related to the World Cup. However, specifically in Brazil, we are in the process right now of donating panels and constructing a solar energy system for a local university. This is also good business for Yingli. We like to support educational institutions, as it not only promotes the entire solar industry, but then as students and professors and researchers are becoming accustomed to working within solar or understanding the components of a solar energy project, one of their primary entry points and viewpoints of the system are the Yingli panels.
I'm very excited that Paige has asked me to come forward and do this type of video for you, because it's a kind of near and dear to my heart that what started as a very small endeavor, and I was new to corporate social responsibility. I was being very cautious as to what company I was going to go and bring forth to our executive management. And it was a learning process for me as well. And now I'm very confident when any organization comes to me to get our donation dollars. I have a very good set ground rule of what kind of people we're looking for to partner with, what kind of organizations, and what kind of dedication they have to their projects. So it all started with Power to the People, now Grid Alternatives, and the first installation done many, many years ago is still up and operational. So it's a great community, a fund for Power to the People, now Grid Alternatives.
But beyond corporate responsibility, why would these giant corporations support rural electrification, a project that will have absolutely no long-term financial benefit for them as corporations.
One of the main reasons why Yingli supports rural electrification, and specifically at times donating panels and systems to off-grid projects, is really because while solar makes great commercial business and it's an opportunity to make money, there's also a very important social element to solar, whereby we can deploy our technology and help to electrify more than 3 billion people around the world who do not have access to even basic energy or electricity. Um, so providing panels to certain off-grid projects is really just I think, a humanitarian and a social initiative that's undertaken by Yingli to really help bring some modern electricity, modern energy sources to those who don't have it today.
In 2008, I was chartered to find a green energy sort of organization, a 501c3 organization, to where Toshiba could do a sponsorship or donations and be a significant player in that arena for that organization. We didn't want just to be another corporate sponsorship. We were looking for a grassroots organization that was just getting started that could really benefit from having the support of a corporate donation. Through the course as well, Toshiba has donated PCs for some of the schools that were, their teaching levels were a little bit more advanced, so they were able to benefit by having a PC on site for these schools to use. And we will continue to do that along the way.
Over the past 20 years, PV solar panels have struggled to become a reliable, efficient, and cost-competitive technology. However, in the last decade, PV solar panels have been able to increase efficiency while simultaneously decreasing costs, an unprecedented shift in the solar market. The dollar amount of global investments in all renewables decreased significantly. While this showed a legitimate trend in slowed growth rate of other renewables' annual installed capacity, it was the complete opposite for solar. While the dollar amount of investment in PV solar panels decreased significantly, the number of gigawatts of PV units increased, meaning the technology is outpacing the investment. In 2014, Brazil hosted the FIFA World Cup. Yangli Solar donated solar panels to 4 different stadiums to help Brazil supply enough electricity during this high-need time.
Yingli supplied solar panels to various stadiums for the FIFA World Cup in 2014, primarily for 3 reasons. 1, it's good commercial business. 2, we're an official sponsor of the tournament. And 3, for brand awareness. The stadium projects within Brazil were of high importance, of high marketing value, as well as these were an opportunity for Brazil, when constructing new stadiums, to add a green element, to also supplement the electricity from the traditional either hydro-based sources or fossil fuel-based sources of energy. So we here at Yingli found an opportunity to supply 4 different stadiums. Not all stadiums are solar powered, but certainly the stadiums that we provided panels to are seeing the benefits of solar electricity today.
There are many communities, just like the one in Santa Ana, Nicaragua, all over the world, that house the 1.4 billion people without access to electricity. 1 month after the system was installed, La Prensa, a prestigious Nicaraguan newspaper, went to Santa Ana to interview the community. According to the articles, the solar panels changed the lives of the hundreds of inhabitants of Santa Ana. The school now houses 3 computers and a TV, providing the current generation of school children with opportunities that were never presented to them or their parents previously. Based on the standard theory of economic growth, supplying electricity to a previously unelectrified community should provide a novel avenue for income generation. In Santa Ana's case, they added a small toll when residents charged their cell phones and other products. This in turn allowed the community to generate a new output, thus creating an entirely new stream of income for the community. The productivity gains are immediately observable, and if properly maintained, a distributed generation solar system, such as this one, or a microgrid system for a slightly larger solar capacity, can provide a community like Santa Ana innumerable opportunities previously unavailable. The time is now for governments and corporations to see the benefits of investing in solar for unelectrified rural communities, not only for the humanitarian aspects, but for the productivity and capital gains that will arise from the initial investment.